Hi, welcome to Design It with Tammy Gibbs. I'm Tammy, and I am excited to be working inside Artistly 6. And we're going to be playing around today with seamless patterns. That has been like the hot topic since they released the seamless patterns version 2 and finally sort of cracked the code. Now I'm getting some reports that every so many designs aren't lining up, and I do have some advice on that because in my testing I also ran across certain prompts that yielded less than satisfactory results. And so be sure and check those prompts. If you're using the same one, then maybe it's just you need to take a break with that prompt, and it may be the system just kind of, I don't know, getting tiring of the prompt perhaps, and then try it again later. But one of the other little tips would be to, if you have changed the prompt and you've been having success, but maybe you changed it up, you still need to kind of double check on them. And especially while this is still fairly new and we're using it, I know it's a little annoying. We all want to do things a lot faster, but we also want to do things well for our clients and customers. And so I would advise popping up one of the seamless pattern checkers, whichever one is your favorite one. I use different ones, but I do have one for today's session, and I'll be checking them to see if they're seamless, and how good the pattern looks. Because not only are we checking for, this is the same thing we do with clip art. Like when I pull my clip art images inside of Canva, and I pull them up where I can really look at them and examine each one of my images. That's the same thing you're doing when you check the seamless pattern. So you're really not doing any more work than if you were doing a clip art image and you were checking it to make sure that the background was removed properly, or that it doesn't have, too many fingers or all that sort of thing. So it's really not a lot of extra work. In fact, seamless patterns and patterns in general, digital papers, those sort of things are a little bit less work because we're not having to remove backgrounds and all that sort of thing. So it's really not going to slow you down as much as you might think it is. So I do recommend going in and checking because number one, we want to make sure that that pattern looks good. I mean, we can put any kind of nonsense in there and make a pattern out of it, but it doesn't mean it's going to be pretty, and it doesn't mean it's going to be marketable. And so that's what we're talking about today is some ways that you can elevate your designs. And I am going to be using the playbooks just so that you can see that you can also use them in unusual ways that you probably wouldn't imagine. I do not have a seamless patterns playbook yet. However, the playbooks that I have already done, along with my the new Ultimate Themes playbook, can help you and guide you in creating these holiday seamless patterns. So I'm just going to do some demonstrating and some playing around. We're going to have some troubleshooting, I'm sure, because we usually do with each video, but that's okay too, because if you see that I also run into issues and that I can work through them, then you're going to know that you can do the same. So let's jump in and let's go to the seamless patterns version 2, and that is, let me back up. I do things quickly sometimes because everybody is always conscious of how long my videos are. However, if you're the sort that's going to take these and use them as a true teaching and learning experience, pop it on the TV, follow along, you're not wasting time, you're actually creating while you're watching and listening to me, then, it's a win-win. So anyway, we're going to go back here. So we're under the tab up here at the top, and I know, and I'm working on trying to find something where it'll make my cursor where it's a little bit bigger or whatever so that you can see it a little better. I just haven't sort of sorted that out yet, but I'm working on it. So right here where it's highlighted on the toolbar up here, we've got the AI Image Designer 6, and that's sort of the default when you click into the program. So then you're going to follow all the way over to where this one is highlighted, and that is where the new seamless patterns version 2 lives. And so down here, let's just take a look at what we can do and what we can't. Okay, so here we do have this enhanced prompt thing here. I would be careful of that because it tells you quickly that always start your prompt with a seamless pattern of to get the perfect results. Okay, which means that if we do this, and we'll just, let's see, balloons. I'm just going to do a real simple one just to demonstrate. And we click on this. I'm not sure how it's going to enhance that, and if it does away with that phrase that needs to be at, see, it did. So see, if you use this thinking that's just going to work, you're going to need to go back and add a seamless pattern of to the front of it, because if you don't, then it did enhance it, but it's probably not going to, and we're just going to see what kind of pattern it creates now. I did go back and add that there. So that's, tip number one. And we're going to download this, pop it over here into the seamless checker. And we'll see if with the enhancement and adding that back in, how that worked. Okay, I do not see, this is enlarged all the way up, and I'm not seeing any problems with it. No lines, no mismatch that I can see. So it did create a really pretty one. But if you're going to use that feature, then, you're going to need to go back in and actually add a seamless pattern of, if you're going to use that. Now, we also have the magic wand, which is where we can, and we'll do that in a few minutes. I'll show you. We'll take a pattern and then we'll go back in and we'll try to amend it. But you're going to have to be really careful and hawk-eyed to check and make sure that you do not delete this portion of it, because that's what they've tested this feature with, and we want to make sure that it works the way it's supposed to. Okay, so you do have the magic wand, you do have the enhanced prompts feature, you do have mirror magic, so you can pull in something if you want to kind of mimic it and get a prompt. But I also would, let's just try that, and I'm going to go into some of these designs I just did. So let's just say I want to do this and describe it. We're going to test this feature to image field is required. Okay, hang on, let's see, describe. There we go. Okay, so it's going to describe it, but see, we also, if we want to use this, we're going to still have to go back here and add a seamless pattern of, in order for that mirror magic thing to work. So just remember to add that back in, because you may not get the results you're expecting if you don't. So then it created this. Okay. All right. So, and let's test it. Let's download it. Not super crazy about that. I like to have way more control on my designs than just letting the computer do them. Okay, so this is up as big as it'll go. Let's try it out. I don't really see any real noticeable flaws as far as the actual pattern goes. Now, I'm not crazy about the pattern. It's not one of the prettier ones, but all of the items seem to be fine. So if you do want to use that feature, Okay, so let's go back now into this, and then let's start building. So let's see what we can do. We're going to go into the Ultimate Themes Playbook. I'm going to go into the table of contents, and we're going to go to, and I'm going to give you some hints on ways you can identify items that would be good for different themes. So we're going to do sort of a, I guess we're going to do a seasonal, let's see, let's go into the seasonal shifts. Okay, so what we can do is we can actually look at these different seasons here. Now, this is actually your clip art element list inside the themes playbook. So we can get cues on what we could do patterns to go along with all the other things. So if these are the clip art elements that are good to be used for seasonal shifts for us to create with, then these are also items that would be really cool to do patterns. So let's just say evergreen trees, holly, and pine cones. Let's take this and let's copy it, take it back into the designer, and then let's paste it there. So a seamless pattern of, and then we're going to start adding a little bit of embellishments. So a cute toile pattern featuring evergreen trees, holly, pine cones, and let's just say reindeer, and just see what it comes up with. Okay, so we're going to generate our image. We've added some things in, so you can put in the type of pattern that you want. Like I want a toile pattern. I didn't give it any color on purpose, but so it's going to do its own thing. And look at that. How cool is that? Okay, so I'm going to go in now and I'm going to download that one and pop it in. And that's really pretty. Pretty deer. You know, it's got the little design here. It has the texture in the background. So I believe that one is a win. Okay, so now that we have that one, let's see what we can do to play with it. So this basically was just, you go in the theme playbook, there's so many different items, and then think, okay, so what do I want to do now? So let's go over here. I'm going to grab that prompt again. Okay, so let me grab the prompt. Okay, so we're just going to grab what we need of it. And then we're going to regenerate from here. Okay, so cute toile pattern featuring evergreen trees, holly, pine cones, and reindeer. Okay, so that's really cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in, though, because we want to actually, we didn't tell it a color. So we're going to go back in, and I'm actually going to go over, and we can look here because there's typically some colors in that as well. Ice blue, silver, midnight navy, snowy white, holiday. I don't want to use those. Okay, so I'm going to go into volume 2 over here, and I'm going to look for colors here. So we've got this Christmas palette, deep reds, forest green, warm golds, and we're going to copy all of that. That's in version volume 2 of the playbook. Okay, deep reds. And we're going to remove the rest because we want it to be deep reds. And then we're going to see if what pattern it comes up with that's going to hopefully have our specific color. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty too. Okay, so we're going to download that one. Okay. We're going to go into and upload it and see what this comes up with. Now this one actually did do all of our colors. And you see it also added this pretty texture in the background. That's what the playbook is going to allow you to do, is just elevate a little bit what you're doing. And then you can get more control. So let's go back in. We're going to take that same pattern. I'm going to copy it. But then we're going to make a few little adjustments to it. So let's say we don't want the evergreen trees and we just want the holly, pine cones, and reindeer. So we can change the pattern up a little bit, still get it in the deep reds and the classic Christmas palette, which was really pretty. Isn't that pretty? Turned out really well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in. We need to test it. And that's so pretty. And I love the texture. But you can see, all of the different elements. If you look at them individually, they look good. We don't have any deer with like 15 legs or anything like that. That is a very pretty pattern. And so we actually took that one prompt and we have been able to now turn it into several different patterns. So now let's go back. Let's pop it back in. And so now we can do, let's just take the reindeer out. And we're going to put against a gingham check background. And just try it. It may not look at all like we want it to, but we're just going to check it and see. That's a little busy. Okay. So I don't even like that one. So let's put it back in here. Okay, so let's do something different. Okay. Let's remove the toile out and see what it comes up with when we haven't cued it to do that. Interesting. Let's take and blow it up and see what it looks like. I like the pattern. I'm not sure I like the deer in the pattern. It's a little more of a fun pattern. But he actually doesn't look right to me. This is what I was talking about. It looks like he should have one of his legs here. So that's not quite right. But the actual pattern with the little scrollies and all that, let's see if we can take the deer out and get something similar. And we're taking the toile out, featuring, and we're going to take the reindeer out. And see what we get. Not near as pretty. It's just like clip art. Just like clip art, you just have to keep working with it. Okay, so we're going to pop back in and we're going to go back to our table of contents and we are going to, let's see. We're going to go into the Arctic wildlife and we are going to go to this reindeer caribou with full antlers. Okay. And then we're going to go back in. We're going to start building a prompt again. Pattern featuring realistic reindeer with full antlers in a trendy repeating pattern suitable for wrapping paper. Let's try that. And we want it in, let's go to colors now and go to wildlife and nature. We're going to go to the textures. And we're actually going to go to this organic soft watercolor washes. I'm going to pop that there. And then we're going to go back. And we're going to look for the colors now and do these earthly greens and browns. We're going to add those in. And then we're going to generate the image. Okay. Whoops. That was not what I meant to do. Hang on. Get back where I was going. I was trying to enlarge it. Hit the wrong button. Okay, so we're going to go in now and we're going to download it. Upload it back. Colors are good. Oh, wow. That is really pretty when you look at it closer up like that. That would be really pretty. Well, you hear my dog. He's moaning. That would be really pretty for wrapping paper. So that one turned out really well. And I do not see any, the antlers are right. Everything's right. It's spaced out. You've got the different, looks really good. So now let's go in and let's go back to the themes. Let's find something else. Let's go to our vintage and retro, and let's go to let's go to cottage holidays. Let's go to there. Okay, so we are going to see about getting holiday baking. Okay, let's do one with holiday baking with the pies and all that. So let's see what we can come up with for that. Okay, so we're going to pattern featuring a cottage core themed pattern of holiday baking with cookies, pies, and breads in a repeating pattern. Let's see what else we want to do. Let's see. Some colors here. Let's go back over here and look at colors here. This one, the Christmas Evergreen Cranberry and Cream. Let's try those. Okay. Christmas colors. And let's just see what we get. Okay. I'm going to regenerate. Oops. I've got to go back in and get it. Okay. I want to make some adjustments to this because I think it would be cool. And it's so popular. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. My cottagecore themed toile pattern. And let's see what that does. I'm trying to give you some things that are super trendy. Look at that with the little baking things. Okay, let's go in and let's download it. Run it through the seamless pattern checker and where we can see the patterns. Look at that, how cute. That's very cute. Now I love the way this is set up with the little circles here. I don't see any places where there's lines or it's mismatched at all. And I really like these because, you know, it's just a really pretty pattern. So, okay. Now I want to do more of a wrapping paper pattern featuring large Christmas bulbs in a stained glass look. Okay, so stained glass look. Um, varied patterns and style of bulbs. Vintage look. Mercury glass. And then we want to go back in and grab the colors. Let's see. Let's do, I don't want to do the traditional. Let's go over here to these. I like these colors. Okay, so we're in the themes, colors. Okay, Christmas or green. Okay. And we're going to just test it and see what we do. And if this one works, then I want to test it on some other patterns as well. Okay, so that's really cool. Okay, so we kind of did get, but let's regenerate. Whoops. My. Let's see. Okay. Let me grab this. It's not quite as, I mean, it doesn't give me the jewel tones that I want. So I'm going to regenerate and add a few more things using the playbook. Okay. So I'm going to take the wrapping paper aspect of it out. Okay. Let's see. Pattern featuring large Christmas bulbs in a stained glass in a vivid stained glass look. Varied patterns and stuff. So bulbs, vintage look, mercury glass, Christmas, evergreen, cranberry. Okay, instead of the evergreen and cranberry and everything, I'm going to go back in and I'm looking for um, this classic. Let's see, that's black and gold. We don't want to do that. So let's go back and see if I can find something that I really want it to pop. So let's go to the pop culture and those colors. Those tend to have some vibrant anime colors. Let's try that because we want this to pop. So we're going to replace this to the vibrant colors. Stained glass look. Vivid. Fluid. Okay. Then I probably could have put glossy. Oh, now that did great. Look at that. How pretty. That's really pretty. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to copy that while I've got it up, and then we're going to download it and see if it's really seamless, because that's really pretty. That's exactly what I was going for, was to get a glossy, vibrant. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And you see that the patterns are right. That is just so pretty. And it does look stained glass. And that's what the playbooks, that's the beauty of the playbooks, and how you can just take one little tiny little teensy tiny little idea and then it just explodes everywhere, because this is so pretty. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to recreate this the same way. We're just going to run another one and see what we get, because once you kind of find a style and a prompt, then let's just kind of play with it and see the different variations. So here's another variation, also very pretty. And then we're going to regenerate. I'm going to now change up the colors. So we've got the vivid, fluid, stained glass, all that good. We want to change and vibrant, but we want to change the colors. So we're going to go in here and let's do the cyberpunk neons here, just to show you how you can change that, because with Christmas colors, they can be like those Kermit greens, those neon greens, and all those different colors. So just changing up your colors from the palettes that are included to get different version. Once you kind of find that prompt, just like with clip art, once you find that prompt, then you can build on it. Ooh, pretty. So now we've got these purples. Let's just, for the sake of, we've used the prompt a couple of times. We did change it up a little bit, but let's just make sure. Oh, I still love that one a lot. But yes, it looks great. It looks really great. Okay, so now we're going to pop back in. Whoops, wrong one. Pop back in, and let's just see what else we can find. Deep reds, bright yellows, jet black. We don't want those. Ooh, let's do the futuristic metallics just to see what those would look like. Let's go. Whoops. I'm gonna have to paste that. Now I've got to go back in. Because I didn't do it right. I get in a hurry. I try. Y'all, I really try not to have so long of videos, but I just get carried away. Okay, let's see. Now we can do it. Okay. So popping that back in, and then we'll go back into here and grab these. Vibrant. We'll leave vibrant there. This should be like the grays and the metallics, maybe. It'll be really pretty if it does the real metallics, but we don't really know. Whoa, gorgeous. Those are gorgeous. Very pretty. Let's check it out. And I love that it did the bigger balls too. Look how gorgeous that is. That is just beautiful. Now, different folks are going to use these patterns for different things. I mean, I've been kind of designing for like, I don't know, just playing around with like what you would see on wallpaper and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean, you're going to adapt this to your needs. If you needed, you know, just a basic mosaic, let's say, for the background to, we could take the same one. We're going to take this and we'll regenerate it, and I'll show you how to adapt it. Okay, so we're not going to feature the large Christmas bulbs. We're going to feature a mosaic, or let's see, pattern of a mosaic. Vivid fluid stained glass look. Instead of varied pattern and style of the bulbs, we don't have that. And then we can leave the vintage look and the mercury glass and just see what it does and see if it gives us just a mosaic pattern. It did. Now this mosaic pattern is, very dark and everything. We're going to actually regenerate. We're going to paste this in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add that metallic in there. Vibrant, and then instead of futuristic, we're just going to use metallic. Chrome, silver, some dark blues. And then we're gonna, oops, forgot to take the bulbs out, sorry. But that's actually pretty. Okay, so let's copy and regenerate. That didn't do exactly what I wanted it to. Large Christmas balls featuring a mosaic. Okay, so I'm going to swap up because I just had an idea with a nativity scene. And then instead of in vivid, we're going to take all of that out. Let's just see what this does. It's very simple, and then we can go back and we can try to adapt it. Okay. Now that's really cool. So let's download it and see what we can do. We didn't tell it to repeat that, so we're just going to pop it in and look. How cool is that? Artistly has gotten much better at religious type graphics. In the very beginning, it was very, very confused, and it would give you weird things, very weird things. But it has gotten better. But look at how pretty the mosaic is. So, and we could go back in and we could say, we want a pattern featuring a vintage nativity scene in a toile pattern. And we didn't put any color or anything in there, so we're going to see what it naturally is going to, how it's going to do. Look at that. Okay, let's blow. We're going to have to download it, pop it back in, and look how pretty. It's hard. I would have to. It actually has different scenes, and they're so. The pattern, it seems fine as far as I don't see any flaws, but the actual patterns that are included, my eyesight is just not where I'd have to take this in and blow it up a whole lot bigger than what it is. But it did give us sort of a pattern. Okay, so let's pop back in here and let's just look at some other things. So we've got evergreen sprigs and berries, snowflakes. Um, okay, so I like this line art. We're just going to use this sample prompt, line art sketch of evergreen, and see what we get. Of a line art sketch of evergreen wreath with ribbon, minimal ink illustration, repeating pattern, deep red. I'm trying to hit all the different things that you may want to try. That's cool. Now let's see it in the checker. So this would be something that would be really good to use like in your grand millennial type designs, to kind of use that. It looks great. But that would be a really cool. In fact, we can even add grand millennial in there. Let me see if and my dogs just opened the door from the back porch and came inside. So that's what you heard. They're so funny. Okay, grand millennial theme with big bows and evergreen sprigs. I have no idea how it's going to interpret that, but we never know unless we try. Oh, I like it. Nice. I don't care for the black bows, but oh, it's green. Never mind. It's a little dark green, so it's a little. We need to look at it and see how it looks. But I like that. Is pretty. That is a gorgeous. Okay, so we know that it does get the grand millennial. Let's change it up. Whoops. I've got to get these little preparing download things off. I can't see anything. Okay, so let's go back over here. Let's grab our phrasing. And let's change it up a little bit. Put that in, and then let's grab some colors. Let's go back up here to, we don't want the animes and stuff. We want some vintage, maybe. Storybook colors. That's what we want. Okay, so let's go to, oh, soft and dreamy would be good. Okay, so let's go to Muted angelic whites. No, no. Let's see. Yes, soft cotton candy. Let's try that. Let's just change the colors up and see what we get. Kind of keep the same thing, but I like those bows. Those bows were pretty. Ooh, yes. Look how gorgeous. Okay. That is just such a pretty thing. That is a beautiful pattern. Look how cute. It's got the little teacups and little sprigs all over the place. I love it. Very nice pattern. Okay, on this, let's go here. Now we're going to change it to add Christmas in there. So we're going to go a Grand Millennial Christmas theme. And then we're going to change up the colors. And we're going to let's go over here because I really liked the colors that this cranberry and cream, this cranberry with the gold accents. That was a really pretty colors. So let's try that. Okay. Oh, yes, nice. I'm going to do another one. Let's do another one. We're going to just change up just a little bit the wording. That's pretty. And it has bells. It's added the bells, which I think is really cool. Let's just check the pattern. At least you can it gets so pretty. And look at the little texture in the background and everything. The cute little bows with the gold bells. So I'm really liking them. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back and see what my favorites are. I love this one. I really liked this one when you blow it up where you can see it. I love this one. I like that one. I like that one. Let's do a paisley. Let's do a Grand Millennial, but do a paisley. Let's go up here and see if we can change the bow. Grand Millennial Christmas theme featuring a paisley pattern. We're going to add Christmas colors. And go like that. Okay. Not crazy about that one, so let's do it again with a little bit more direction. Instead of theme, let's do Grand Millennial featuring paisley pattern in Christmas colors. It's not exactly, it's got some paisley to it. Let's blow it up and see, because some of them, when you look at them really small, they don't look as good as when you blow them up and look at them. Actually, it's not bad. It's kind of pretty. So let's do this. Let's go in. We're going to go back to our, and let's go to our, let's see. Let's go over to the birthdays and let's grab, let's do a T-Rex, but let's put a Santa hat on it. And with a Santa hat, so we're going to grab this, copy, and pattern of T-Rex wearing a Santa hat, holding a Christmas stocking, and then we're going to a large T-Rex wearing a Santa hat, repeating pattern with, let's see, what would be something Christmassy that we could put in between. Christmas balloons and Christmas with Merry Christmas. Repeating text. Okay, I haven't done one with repeating text. We're just going to see if it can, because this would be like more for wrapping paper or something. Kids wrapping paper for Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas. Well, that is my fault because let's blow it up and see about the difference between the pattern and the prompt, because that's where problems come in. Okay, so it says Merry Kiss Christmas. You've got your, everything else is good except for the wording. So let's go back. Let's see what we can do. Pop it back in. And we're just going to take this out, the text out, and just see what we get there. And then I'm going to show you how to go in here. Okay, so we've got a T-Rex, and that's a cute little pattern, but we're going to go further. We're going to pop it up here. And we really let it do its own thing as far as what else was included, the color scheme and everything. So now we're going to go back in and I'm going to show you how you can go into this whimsical and fun. We're going to do a bold cartoon illustration. We're going to add this in. So we're going to go into here, this one. Actually, what we're going to do, I did it backwards. Let's get rid of all those little downloading things and let's go back. Okay, personal designs. We're going to go here and we're going to copy our prompt because we're going to be keeping that mostly. Then we're going to regenerate and then we're going to go over here. We're going to now do this. because we're adding some style to it as well. What? Okay. What did I do? Let's just do this. Make it easier. Okay, so we're gonna copy and paste this. Oops. Goodness gracious. We're gonna go back over here. We're gonna paste that in. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're gonna go here and we're gonna grab this. And we're gonna go back here. Okay, so we're going to paste this here in cartoon illustration style. Okay, and now we're going to generate it. We're trying to vary now the style output. So we'll see how it works. There we go. Look at that. How cute. Okay, so let's take it in. Let's blow it up a little bit. And we're going to put it right here because now we have more of a cartoonish. We've got the crazy eyes here. Everything else looks pretty good. But we can even refine it even more than that because we can literally go in and we're going to save this and then I'm going to play with it because, you know, we have different little things like we've got okay, T-Rex with big eyes. Okay, so it already did some big eyes, but now we want them, maybe they'll be a little exaggerated. So we can even fine tune down into that. So when you're looking at your oh, adorable. I think these are going to be another one of my favorites. I think this pattern is going to be one of my favorites. Let's just see. Oh, so cute. Precious. This is so cute. Now, let's just see if we can do something different. And I've got the... Okay, we're going to go with this one. Okay, wait a minute now. I've got to go back into the seamless pattern thing. Okay, the only thing that I see is... Okay, let's go back out a little bit so we can see. This one right here is not quite right. So this is why it's important to check your patterns. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to copy it the way it is. And then we're just going to rerun it and see if it gets it a little bit better this time. Because I really do like that particular, I love that design. But the way the characters are made and everything. But hopefully it'll deliver another one that's really cute. And it'll be more that the actual dinosaurs will be better. And I could have told it to do it in the green again. I didn't specify, and that's why it's doing, you know, different things. Okay. So let's upload this one and see if it looks a little bit better. Okay, so he looks good. He looks good. That one looks good. They all look good. They're holding the little stockings really cool. They have weird eyes. Okay, so I'm going to go back in. Okay, I'm going to go back into this one and we're going to copy. And then we're going to try to do something crazy because I don't know that you would want to do this, but maybe for your kids or something. Okay. And we would like, let's see, Maverick. the text Maverick scattered repeats within the design. What I'm trying to do is like that, like if you could do customized wrapping paper, that would be so cool. It didn't spell Maverick right. But I think if I worked with it a couple of times, I might be able to get a, let's just try it a couple of times and see if it can get Maverick spelled right. Because that's really kind of cute. And that would be really open you up for more business to do custom seamless patterns for people to use. Still not spelling Maverick right. Did I spell Maverick right? Maverick, yeah. Let's do it one more time. Let's do the text Maverick repeats within the design. Let's do it and move it to the front. Like this. Featuring a large T-Rex with big eyes. Let's try it that way and see if by putting it at the front, it gives more attention to getting the name properly done. Maverick. I don't like that pattern. Okay, that's something we'll play on. I'll play on that and I'll do another video later on if I'm able to ace that where we can get the, it's probably because of the writing, but hey, I have that perfect text feature, so I'm going to try something, you guys. Let's just try something. You know me. I'm all about, let's see. Let's do this one. Let me grab it. And I'm going to grab the whole thing this time. Do y'all know where I'm headed with this? Okay. So I'm going all the way back over here to this. And not everybody has this feature. If it hasn't been released to you yet, it will be. But if you want to get it early, you can go back and ask where. I think it's a Trust Pilot or something that you give a review and then you send a screenshot and they'll open it up for you. But anyway, which I don't ever usually. Okay, I'm going to try this now inside of the Perfect Text Image Designer and just see if it would give us a design and give us a something that we could use that has the writing in it. Have not tested this. It could be a complete failure, but I thought it was worth a shot to see if we could cue it in and if it would, what it would do. And it's, it's a little slower than the other feature. It's spelled Maverick perfectly. And it's actually a very cute design, but let's see, because I don't think it's going to be a seamless pattern. I think that part's going to be a failure. Yes, so you don't get the seamless pattern here, but you do get the other is correct. So let's see if, just say we want to take all the other design out, could we just do the text featuring the text Oh, it actually changed up my. Oh, it has enhanced prompt on here. Maybe let's try it again, guys. It had enhanced prompt on. So let's see now if it will read it and not change my prompt. If, boy, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? if it would actually do seamless with the writing in it. That would open up some opportunities for us. You know what that would be cute for? To do like notebook covers. Use the seamless pattern or even the digital paper, but have it where it was a design that was cool and that we could use on notebook covers. It'd be really cool. It's just a slower feature. Okay. Not sure. Not crazy about that pattern, but the writing is correct. And I don't think that one's going to be seamless either. But hey, it was worth a shot, right? Worth a shot. Yeah, it doesn't line up. Okay, so that's okay. And it has some weird images too. Now we're going to go back and I'm going to try what I was going to try a few minutes ago before I realized it had enhanced the prompt. We're going to do that. And we're going to say a seamless pattern of, or let's just take that off. Let's just say a pattern. And we're going to take all that out and then let's do a seamless pattern of the text Maverick repeating for wrapping paper. And it kind of depends on how it lays the text out. I'm just trying to think of different ways y'all can use papers and seamless patterns to make money. I didn't tell it any font or anything, so it's just going to be wild carding on that. Okay, Maverick. I can already look at this and tell it's not going to match up because you're going to be missing an A. But hey, you could still use this for something you didn't need a seamless pattern for. You could pull it out. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's go back inside. And now let me show you how we can actually go into this original seamless pattern creator. And let's just look through some of these patterns and see if we see something we might want to replicate. Okay, so let's use this one. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to copy it. Okay, and then we're going to go over to here. Go here. And then we're going to paste it in here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just use it as is. Okay, I don't like using things as is, but we're going to use that one just to see whether it does, number one, seamless, and what we get. So we get a very similar kind of look. Okay, we're going to see if we actually get a seamless pattern out of it. And we do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this layout as to where the subject is and all that cute cartoon. Okay, so we're going to go back in and we're going to go into our little dino party here. And we're going to say baby dinosaurs hatching from eggs. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in. We're going to put them here. We don't need golden pats of any of that. We don't need the background aesthetic. And then we're going to We're just going to let it go, let it wild card. We're going to do high quality. And okay, wait a minute. Where are we at? Oh, we're in this pattern. Okay, we don't want this one. We want to take it here, and we want to, I'm not sure how I got there. Let's go back in here. Okay, there we go. We're going to put this here. Okay, featuring cute cartoon, baby dinosaurs hatching from eggs with smiling faces, and let's see what we do. Because basically what we're doing is we're using the layouts from the old seamless patterns to try to help us use our playbooks. Oh, how cute. This is really cute. So let's check it now and see if we've got a seamless pattern, because that's going to give us a lot of different ideas and sort of a shortcut. They're adorable, and I do not see any problems. You know, some of the dinosaurs look a little weird. Like this one looks like it has a weird placement of legs or whatever. But I mean, you could repeat it. That's not a big deal. You just have to check your images. But as far as it being seamless, it is, and that is a really cute pattern. So now we go back in. What we can do, since we know that that's a cool thing to do. So let's just say, because all of these are designed for different, like for instance, this right here would be so cool. So we're going to take this and we're going to copy it. Okay, we're going to take it over into this seamless pattern version 2. We're going to paste it. Okay, so what we're going to do now, though, is we're going into our ultimate themes. We're going to go into this, and we're going to look for sea life. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and we're going to do whales, but I'm looking to see if there's a particular sea life friends. Let's just do sea life friends. And it says cartoon style. So we're going to do a seamless. We don't need that, a seamless pattern. Featuring, and then we're going to put this, paste it in, and we'll leave the colors. And it says the background, gentle curves, adding the nautical aesthetic. So let's just see if we can blend those with our playbook. How cute. So we have the little sea animals, and we have our waves. So that's a win, I think. Let's go in, check the pattern. Yep, cute. Okay, but let's change it up. Let's copy this, and then we're going to go in and regenerate, pop it in. We're going to go up to this. We're going to be looking for our colors. Deep navy. Yes, we want the classic palette. We're going to take it and we're going to put it here where it says, take this away and input this. And then we're going to look for texture. And let's see what our texture. We're going to do this soft pastel textures. Let's do the chalkboard doodles. And just, that's weird. It's a weird combination, but we're just going to do it anyway. Just to see what we get. I'm trying to give you some context as to some different ways you can use that. Oh, look, how cute. That's really cute and got the little wavy in the background. Now I'm going to push the envelope because I have, let's see if I can find it. Let's go to, if I can figure out where it's at. Textured. Let me just see if I can figure out where it's at in here. Oh, denim. Denim, 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 denim. Yes, grungy and distressed denim. Okay, so we're going to add that in. Okay. I'm going to change it up. Paste it. We're going to take that out, and then we're going to add back in this grungy and distressed denim. And a grungy and distressed denim effects. And let's see what we get. Okay. Let's upload it and see what we got. See the little grunge look to it. I don't see any glaring errors. They're all really cute. Yep. But you got that little grunge look on there, which is really cool. I like the whales. The whales are really pretty. Very cute. Okay, so deep navy. Let's change it up. And instead of the deep navy, we're going to just remove the deep navy. And instead of deep navy blue, we're just going to say navy blue and see if that gives us a different color. Cute. Cute. And we got some larger animals. There's still that blue is still, it's still navy, not quite as dark. Let's see it. But look at the texture on this paper. How cool that is. Can you imagine using this texture element and using it for nursery products, using it for your junk journals and stuff? You know, it'd be really neat to add that element of distress. Thank you for watching the video, and I want to remind you about the AI Artist Playbooks. They're what I have been using to do this video and do the create the prompts with. And they have tons of different word banks, phrase banks, textures, all the things you need to create your own unique prompts and elevate your prompting and your image creation with AI. You can purchase those on Etsy and on Gumroad. If you are in the EU, you will have to purchase through Gumroad, and I do currently have a discount coupon, and it's Summer 50. And if you're buying through Etsy, the discounted prices will already, if there's a current sale, be applied to, and there'll be a sale price. You don't have to use a code. And as far as the playbooks go, the Junk Journal edition is only available on Gumroad. It's not available on Etsy anymore. And so, if you don't have Artistly and you've just been watching the videos and you like what you see, there's no time like the present to jump right in. You'll have a lot of fun with it. There are many, many different creators inside Artistly. My videos sometimes cover one, sometimes they cover multiple designers inside Artistly. But if you're thinking about buying it, I would appreciate it if you'd use my affiliate link. It's located down in the description, and it does not cost you anything more to use it. You can even use the coupon codes that the company releases occasionally floating around out there. I think they do have a 10% or something going right now, but it may be more. I don't know when you're watching this. So check around and see if there's a coupon code you can apply, and you can help me out and save some money too. I have a Facebook group that is free to join, and I also have a weekly newsletter that is also free to get, and it just has lots of ideas on how to create, how to market your products, all those sort of neat digital product creator things. So that information and those links are also in the description. So you're welcome to join those. I even have a VIP program for anybody. Well, not program. It's a group. It's a Facebook group, but it is a VIP. So once you purchase, then you qualify to belong to that group if you'd like to join it. If you have any trouble making the link is actually in the playbooks. So for that VIP group, or if for some reason you can't find it, just send me a message or a comment or something, and I will help you find out how to get into that group if you've purchased one of the playbooks. And until next time, happy creating.